Hello, Freedom Family. I am so glad that you're here at _Freedom for Life _ where we give you the tools, the truth, and the knowledge to take you from where you're at to where you're called and created to be. And I am so ready for today's conversation because today we are going to give you the one life hack that if you can figure it out, your life will be changed forever. So let's get started, shall we? And as we're getting started today, could you do me a favor? As always, would you subscribe and become part of the Freedom Family and hit the notification bell so you're part of every conversation that we're having? One of my favorite scriptures in the Bible is Jeremiah 29:11, and it says this is God speaking to his people, and he says, I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you and give you a future. And here's the interesting thing. For the vast majority of my life, I was living my life as if that really wasn't true. Where God has this plan and to prosper and not to harm you, to give you hope and a future, I was just really living my life by default, not by design. And maybe you are in the same place, or maybe you are right now, where we're living life in a reaction to the things that are happening around us, whether it's in relationships or it's in vocation or whatever it is. It's life happens, struggle happens, things occur, issues happen with our bodies, something happens with a relationship. All of these things are going on, and we're just reacting to the life that happens to us. But if the Word of God is true, and it is, and if God has a plan and a purpose, not just for the people that we've read about in the Bible, but for you and for me, then that means that I should be living my life by design, not by default. It means that life shouldn't be happening to me and me responding to it, but if I have a design, if there's a desire and a plan and a purpose for my life, then I should be happening to my life. But in many cases we don't, because we don't receive a revelation and understanding that, hey, you know that passion on the inside, you know that thing, that hope, that desire, that wish, that goal that you have there that you don't know that you're supposed to live out, but you're hoping that you will. That's a design trying to sneak its way into the front of your mind so that you know it's there. The difference between life by design and life by default is when I live my life by default, I allow life to tell me how I'm going to live. Tell me who I am, tell me my identity, tell me my capabilities, tell me my ability to succeed in work, in relationship, in life, in health, and well-being. But when I live my life by design and believe the plans and purposes of God for my life, then I start to impact my life because my circumstances, my experiences, my job don't define me. My relationships don't define me. I'm defined by who I'm created to be, living the life that I'm created for and impacting everything around me. You're a person who's supposed to have impact because you're living a life by design. It says in the first of Genesis, God, in the mandate he gave over his people, in that case Adam and Eve, he said to have dominion over all the earth, to subdue it and have dominion over, which means this, that I can live a life by design and I can be dominant in the life that I live. It's a life where I understand that who I am is greater than the circumstance I am at all times. Who I am is more important than the things that are coming against me. Who I am is somebody of impact, of worth, of value, of destiny, of desire, of passion. The more you understand who you're created to be and the plans that God has for you, the more quickly you're able to live a life by design, meaning this: I understand there's a future, a hope, a purpose, a plan. The Word of God has it throughout, where there have been people who were having designs over their life from the time that they were born. It says in the Word of God as well that God knew you in your womb. He knit you together in your mother's womb. So before you were even born, before you had passion, before you had desires, before you took a breath or knew anything around you, God had planted purposes on the inside of you. The life hack that'll change your life forever is to transition from living life by default. Things happen, I respond. Things happen, I try and find an answer. Things happen, I try and cope with it. Things happen, I try and overcome it. That is the roadmap to most of our lives, most of the time. But it's a switch you need to make from that life by default to a life by design, meaning this. Okay, if I am created with plans and purposes, with designs and desires, if I am created for the things that are mine and mine alone, what does that look like lived out? That's the adventure you're being called into, a life by design, where you impact the world simply by living out who you're created to be. You have it on the inside of you. You are that person. You have the capability to live your life by design. He's created the design. You just need to live it out. You have it on the inside of you. You're able to do it. I guarantee there's things on the inside of you screaming to get out. What if it was to start today? What if you were actually able to live that life? What if instead of feeling like life owned you, you owned your life? Wouldn't it be amazing? I invite you into that adventure today to live your life by design, not by default. If you want to know more about how to live your life by design, not by default, I have a course for you called Life Mastery. It is absolutely in place for you to be able to find that life by design. It literally means this. What we're doing in the course is to help you to discover who you're created to be so you can have the life you're created for, that life by design, and overcome everything that's standing in the way. DM me on Facebook or Instagram, and we'll have a conversation and see if it makes sense for us to partner together so you can figure out what it looks like and have a step-by-step method to walk out how to live a life by design. In either case, you have it on the inside of you. Say yes to you today, and you'll see that life start to unfold in front of you. Hi, I'm Mark, and I'm glad you're here at _freedom4life_, where we give you the tools, the truth, and the knowledge to take you from where you're at to where you're called and created to be. Do me a favor and hit that like button. Let us know something is resonating with you that we're talking about. And speaking of talking about, down in the comments, let me know what it looks like in your life to live a life by design, or let me know a conversation you want to have. We want to have the conversations that you want to have. And pass this information on, pass this teaching on to somebody you know who may need to do a mind shift from just having life happen to them so that they can have the life that they're created for. And at the end of the day, if you do nothing else, dominate your day.